Good morning, everyone. Hello and welcome to the weekly commodity audiocast. I am Kainat Chainwala from Kotak Securities Commodities Research Desk. And like in every episode, let's just dive into the ever evolving world of commodity markets, discuss current developments, factors shaping market sentiments, and emerging trends. So let's get started. So, the latest US inflation figures have provided much needed relief to the markets at the end of a turbulent week marked by political uncertainty, a sell off in global equities, and serious concerns about the Chinese economic recovery. Following a sharp pullback from all time highs in the previous week, gold prices briefly surged above $2,400 per ounce earlier last week. This increase was fueled by President Joe Biden's announcement to end his re election campaign and endorse Vice President Kamala Harris, sparking speculation about how this decision might affect Donald Trump's chances of returning to the White House. However, this uptick was short lived as a recovery in the dollar and market preference for the yen as a safe haven asset over gold led to sharp retreat in gold prices, which fell to a 2 week low of $2,351 per ounce. COMEX Gold attempted a recovery yet again and rebounded to $2,389 but closed the week 0.6% lower, marking a second consecutive weekly loss, while on the other hand, silver tumbled more than 4%, reflecting the weakness in gold and base metals. On the domestic front, declines for gold and silver were steeper at 6.9 and 8.9% respectively, primarily due to a reduction in the import duty from 15% to 6%, exceeding market expectations of a 10% cut. Lower prices could potentially stimulate retail demand and lead to increased imports in the medium term. Moving on to the energy complex, WTI crude oil prices closed the week lower by 4.6%, marking a third consecutive weekly decline. Weak demand prospects from China and hopes for a ceasefire in Gaza outweighed the impact of declining US stock levels. EIA reported an inventory decline of 3.7 million barrels for the week to July 19, following an inventory draw of 4.9 million barrels in the previous week and showing stock drawdowns for the fourth consecutive week in a row. Concerns about a Chinese economic slowdown further impacted the demand outlook amid already declining refinery runs and imports. This week, OPEC Plus ministerial meeting scheduled for August 1 is expected to attract attention from oil market participants, although no changes to the group's output policy are anticipated. Technically, on the 4 hourly chart, MCX crude oil August futures has witnessed support near its 50% Fibonacci retracement level. In addition, MACD indicator has provided a fresh positive crossover, affirming positive momentum. Next resistance for the counter is placed at 6730, above which major resistance is placed at rupees 6880. Talking about NG, NYMEX Henry Hub gas prices dropped by 4% last week due to a larger than expected increase in US gas stocks. According to EIA estimates, working gas in storage totaled 3231 BCF as of July 19th, showing a net increase of 22 BCF from the previous week. Earlier in the week, gas prices had risen after the US export facility, Freeport LNG, resumed some operations following a shutdown caused by Hurricane Beryl earlier in the month. This week, gas prices are expected to face further selling pressure due to a forecast of milder weather until July 31st. However, the downside may be limited as natural gas supply to the Texas plant increased to 1.2 BCFD last Thursday, which is nearly two-thirds of the flow rate on July 6th and the highest level since before the shutdown prior to Hurricane Beryl in early July. Technically, on the 4 hourly chart, MCX natural gas August futures has faced resistance near its downward sloping trend line, which is in confluence with the 50 period SMA, currently hovering around rupees 185.80 dynamic resistance. Next support for the counter is placed at rupees 168, below which major support is placed at rupees 155.50. Moving on to base metals, losses deepened in the base metals counter this last week as recent interest rate cuts by the PBOC, People's Bank of China, aimed at supporting a struggling economy, failed to boost confidence in the demand outlook. This pushed LME copper and aluminium to 4 month lows and zinc prices to its lowest level since April. The upcoming Politburo meeting, scheduled for late July, will be closely monitored by investors to determine whether the government will acknowledge the economic headwinds and implement more immediate measures to stimulate domestic demand. Now that the US core PC figures are out, which is the PC index increased by 0.2% month on month and 2.6% year on year, slightly exceeding expectations, which has temporarily, which has kind of trimmed the possibility of a rate cut in July. However, the impact on dollar and most commodities has been muted as moderating inflation and a cooler labor market keep the markets nearly certain of a rate cut in September. After a easing inflation figure, investors will now look forward to the upcoming FOMC statement for further guidance on the future monetary policy. While the Bank of England is expected to reduce official bank rate by 25 bips, the Bank of Japan may consider a rate hike next week, contrasting with anticipated rate cuts from other major global central banks. On the data front, official PMI figures from China and US labor market indicators will keep traders on edge. So, to sum up the last week, overall moderating US inflation boosted market confidence in a September rate cut. On that note, we conclude this edition of Commodity Audiocast and we trust that we've offered you valuable insights. Thank you so much for tuning in today and we eagerly anticipate your presence with us again next week. Until then, happy trading. Thank you.